You know those tasks you just keep putting off? The ones that feel like pure, thankless, boring work? Well, today, we're going to dive into a story that asks a pretty cool question. What if the most dreaded chore on your to-do list was secretly hiding a reward? And it all starts in a place you might not expect, a totally neglected garden. So yeah, it all really boils down to this little riddle. When is a tedious chore not a chore at all? And the answer? Well, it's not about finding a way to get out of the work. Nope. It's about a really simple but powerful shift in how you see it. And we're about to find out exactly what that is. All right, so every story about change, about transformation, it always starts with a big challenge, right? In this case, our challenge is literally a patch of earth, a garden to be that is, let's just say, not making a great first impression. The author calls this the hardened ground. And listen to how the author puts it. The soil had hardened from years of abandonment. Wow. You can just feel the neglect in that sentence, can't you? This isn't just some dirt. It's like a symbol of something that's been ignored for a long, long time, a problem that's been years in the making. So let's really break down what our gardener was up against here, because it wasn't just one little thing. We're talking years of neglect that packed the soil down into a surface that was basically like concrete. Then it was completely overrun with super deep-rooted weeds. And as if that wasn't enough, just under the surface, it was totally filled with rocks and junk. Yeah, this was a serious challenge. Okay, so you're faced with that nightmare list of problems. What do? Well, there's only one thing to do. You gotta get to work. And as you can probably guess, the process itself was anything but easy. It was an absolutely tedious task. And this, right here, this gets to the heart of that initial feeling of struggle. You know, the author knew it was going to be tough, but the reality was even more of a grind. Have you ever started a project where you're pouring in all this effort, but you're seeing almost nothing to show for it? That's the feeling here. Just slow, frustrating, backbreaking work. And this number just shows you exactly how slow it was. 1 inch, with every single push, every effort. They could only break through about 1 inch of that packed down ground. Can you just imagine that? The amount of physical effort for such a tiny, tiny reward? It really shows you how monumental this whole thing felt moment by moment. But this is where the story takes a fantastic turn. Right in the middle of all that frustration, all that slow, grinding progress, something totally unexpected happens. The author's whole view of what they were doing just flips. This is a surprise workout. So the expectation going in was pretty simple. This is going to be a long, boring job that I just have to get through. But the reality, it was something completely different. It actually turned into a legitimately tough, rigorous workout. Suddenly, the focus wasn't on the frustrating patch of dirt anymore. It was on the intense physical effort happening in the body. And this wasn't just some mind game, you know? It was a real physical thing. The proof was that the author was sore for 2 straight days afterward. They said it had been a long, long time since any activity had pushed their muscles that hard. That soreness was real, tangible proof that this chore was actually something way more. And just to put that into perspective, they actually compared it to other kinds of exercise. They realized that this fight with the hard-packed soil was a more intense workout than their usual walk or even going for a swim. Think about that for a second. The biggest, most annoying obstacle in their way was actually giving them a better physical workout than going to the gym. So, we've seen the impossible task. We've seen the surprise physical reward. But the real lesson here, the thing that really sticks, it goes way deeper than just exercise. This brings us to the resilient takeaway, how we can find strength inside the struggle itself. And there it is. That hardened, difficult, annoying patch of soil wasn't just an obstacle blocking the path to a garden. It was the opportunity for physical strength. And that's such a powerful metaphor for life, isn't it? Our biggest challenges, the things that frustrate us the most, sometimes they aren't just roadblocks. Sometimes they're the very things that build us up and make us stronger. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's the hardened soil in your own life? What frustrating, tedious, or difficult thing are you facing right now that maybe with just a small shift in perspective could actually be an unexpected source of strength and growth? It's definitely something to chew on.